Hey, I'm Mark the Clive-Lowe. I'm a musician, live electronic remix artist, performer, producer, the works. I make music in a range of genres. I grew up as a jazz musician, aspiring to be a jazz piano player, and then I fell in love with house music, breakbeats, jungle, drum and bass, and hip hop, and kind of everything became a big melting pot of all that stuff. As far as instruments go, I mean, the piano is my main thing. That's what I grew up playing. So anything with a keyboard, I really love. As well as that, drum machines. The MPC drum machine was a big favorite, kind of standard of hip hop music production. And now I get into more kind of contemporary technology, and there's always new stuff coming out, which I love to try and just see what sounds it makes. But pretty much anything you can plug in and hit, tap, play, I'm down. My influences are super diverse. I mean, I'm half New Zealand, half Japanese, so there's a cultural background there, which definitely has an influence as to how I like to hear music and the process I like to make it with. And then musically speaking, it's everything from like Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock in the jazz world to Jay Dilla and Pete Rock, through to Goldie and some of the drum and bass guys, people like Masters at Work and some of the Detroit and Chicago house guys. I mean, it's a huge range. I love music, and particularly when if it's soulful, it bumps, it's earthy. That's what I like. The last project I worked on was my album called Church, and the album's named after my club night, same name, Church. And the whole idea was to mash up like a jazz club and a live electronic dance party. So bringing those worlds together as a club night ended up becoming an album concept. That was a lot of fun. I've produced for, a lot of underground people, like independent singer-songwriters and MCs and stuff. I've also done some work for people like Jody Watley and Leon Ware, some of the older soul artists. Collaborated a lot with Pino Palladino, bass player from D'Angelo's band. And I mean, I love to work with people where it's, collaboration's all about creating something new. And so whether it's like a hero or someone I just met, it could be anything. My advice for upcoming producers is to master your craft, most of all. To study and practice and become the very best you can. Like so many people they'll spend all day on social media and then 10 minutes trying to make a beat. It just doesn't work like that. Like if you want to be the best you can, then you've got to really dedicate your time and energy and passion to that craft. I've been really lucky to have fulfilled a lot of my dream collaborations already, but if I was going to put together something right now, I'd have a full orchestra, I'd have Herbie Hancock, I'd have Kendrick Lamar, and maybe Pharrell. That'll do, yeah. I mean, I feel like pretty much every time I make music, I'm learning from it. So to think about what song I learnt the most from producing, I'm not really sure, but there's been amazing experiences with so many of them. And working with Pino Palladino, bass player in D'Angelo's band, and we'd be in studio together and just playing with a musician of that ability and capability and with that much feel. I mean, every moment is a learning moment. So it's a good example of a time when, every second I'm learning. If I was making like a straight dance club track, I'd probably be on pretty much the stuff you see here, actually. Machine, Ableton, a few toys. I mean, I could probably do it sitting on the plane just with my laptop. I'm Mark the Clive-Lowe, and you're watching LabLifePro.